Imagine this: a quiet grocery store, the hum of checkout scanners, and people waiting in line, when suddenly, laughter erupts at the counter. But this wasn't the kind of laughter that warms hearts. No, it was sharp, mocking, and directed at an elderly black veteran who had just pulled out his worn, faded wallet. The cashier, barely in his 20s, smirked as he held out the receipt. "Really? You're still carrying that old thing?" He sneered loud enough for others to hear. The veteran, a man with years of quiet strength in his eyes, simply smiled and tried to brush it off. His shoes were worn, his clothes plain, but the way he carried himself spoke of dignity, discipline, and sacrifice. What the young cashier didn't realize was that this man had once risked his life for the very freedoms he now enjoyed, and soon, everyone in that store would learn the true meaning of respect. A silence fell over the checkout lane, until a stranger stepped forward. A tall man in a business suit, who had been standing in line just a few feet away, put down his groceries and fixed his gaze on the cashier. "Do you know who you're talking to?" he asked firmly. The cashier blinked, startled, but said nothing. The stranger continued, his voice steady, but commanding. "That man standing there, the one you're mocking, is the reason people like you have the freedom to laugh, to work, to live in peace. He's a veteran. He carried this country on his shoulders while you were still in diapers." The store went silent. Customers stopped shopping. Employees froze mid-task. All eyes turned toward the veteran, who stood humbled but proud. The cashier's face turned pale as the weight of his words hit him, and then, the stranger did something no one expected. He took out his own brand-new wallet, pressed it into the veteran's hand, and said, "Sir, please take this. You've already given more than enough. This is the least I can do." The veteran's eyes glistened with tears. The entire store erupted into applause. Even the cashier lowered his head in shame, realizing he had learned a lesson he'd never forget. And that, friends, is the power of respect. A simple moment that reminded everyone what true honor looks like. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because stories like this deserve to be heard. What would you have done if you were that stranger in line? Would you have stepped in? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I can't wait to read your answers.